today, we are gathered here because of the opportunity to continue with this conversation, calling for corrective action to strengthen our partnerships in addressing refugee problems across Africa.
When I got the red passport, I was like, oh, I have a different color than others who are collecting. I was excited.
Yeah.
But then I was passed on to the next table. When I come to the next table, they said, okay, can I have your passport? I said, okay. We need to do interview with you, so if you qualify, then only go inside.
Oh, wow.
And I said, okay. When the interview came in, that, what are you expecting inside the room? And I said, people.
Maybe a little bit about my story. When we reached the refugee camp, Jangwali refugee camp in western Uganda, I thought it would be only for one day to be there in the refugee camp, but it turned into 20 and more years to be in the refugee camp. A human being, no matter the status, you are still a human being. Remember, maybe if I have my phone here and it is off, I can't throw it away because it is off, because the inner is still working. So a refugee is just a status. Once you switch on the phone and you charge it, it will still work. So for me to leave my country, to be forced to become a refugee, something I didn't even choose at all, I didn't apply for it, and then you take me and you throw me away because I'm simply a refugee, that cannot work. And for those who are donating and funding our organization and company and different things we are doing, we can do it.
One thing that make the financial institutions afraid, is the status of being a refugee. But one thing I can say is our status does not define our capability, right? Last but not the least, my wife is a Kenyan. So what does that mean? So that means, one, I'm an in-law to most of you guys in here, right? Two, I'm gonna be staying here for long, right? Because we have a son with him. So make it easier for my stay to be much easier here by giving me access to these documentations and investing in what I have so that I can feed your daughter and my son. Thank you.
When leaders provide trust and give trust into an idea, wonderful things happen. And I need to acknowledge that because it's so important. And I think everyone in this room, we have to trust intent. We have to trust what we're doing here. We have to trust the journey. Because without that, it doesn't matter.
I think partnerships are the only way to bridge the gap, but not just bridge the gap, but also create pathways to huge opportunity. So today what I wanted to share is that we wanted to scale this work. And to do so, the foundation will make an outright gift and commitment to UNHCR of $300 million so we can get this done.
I think what stood up for me since morning is the stories were told by real people who experienced these stories.
What is the Africa that we want? What does Africa look like for us? What continent do we want our children to live in and grow in? And for all of us who've been privileged enough to get a good education, as Amos said, what are we doing with it, with that gift?
Action is needed. Tomorrow we go back to work. Let's work. Thank you.